Hi, everyone. We're so glad to see you. We'll be getting started in just a couple of minutes. Welcome to the webinar. All right, it's 5 o'clock on the dot. Thank you so much. We're so grateful that you're here and joining us this evening. My name is Sarah McFarland. I am the Director of Instruction for the Independent Study and University Prep Academies. And we just want to say hello and welcome. We're very excited to have you join us this evening, and we're going to be talking to you about some really great topics. And next screen, please. What we're going to be talking to you tonight is about our great academies. So we are going to first talk about our mission and our goals at Visions in Education, and then we're going to provide the overview of our services, the University Prep Academy program and the Independent Study Academy. And then we get to hear from some great counselors this evening, and then we're going to finish up with a question and answer period. So today, as we are going through the different sections, you get to meet principals, you get to meet counselors, and you're going to meet someone from our enrollment team to hear lots of great ways that you are able to join Visions in Education, so you can join us for the 22-23 school year. And as they're presenting from the academies, they're going to take the time to introduce themselves. So let's start off with Visions in Education. Our goal, our mission is to ensure that we prepare all of our students to succeed in a rapidly changing world. We really take to heart how important it is for us to empower our students to take ownership and responsibility for their present learning as well as their future learning. There's 4 areas that we really focus on, and those are academics, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and technological skills. And you'll hear about that throughout today's presentation. Now, Visions in Education, we have some big goals that, regardless of which program you're in, we have 3 big areas that we're focusing on. The first one is that we want to make sure that all of our students are college and career ready. Regardless if you're in the independent study program or the university prep program, we really focus on ensuring that our students have the skills to prepare them to go to community college, 4-year college, or right into the world of work. We are dedicated to ensure that our students have equitable resources and services so that every student at Visions in Education is able to meet their personal goals. And then finally, we are really dedicated to ensuring that we have a positive school culture, that it's so important that students in our programs feel like they have a sense of belonging and a sense of community here at Visions, and that we ensure that we have a safe school environment. So again, the 3 big areas we focus on is college ready, career ready, and life ready. So what I'd like to do is walk you through the 2 different high school programs so you can get a little bit better understanding of what we have in common and what's different with our 2 programs. So one academy we have is called the Independent Study Academy. And the way that this model works is that there's one advisory teacher, and that one teacher has 26 students on their caseload. And in addition, there's support classes that students are able to attend. And then the other model that we have is called the University Prep program. And in that program, there's one advisory teacher, and then there's 5 content specific teachers. And we're going to learn a lot more about that today. So both of our academies really focus on preparing our high school students for college and career, but there's different models that we use to support our students in getting there. Now, regardless of which program your student would be enrolled in, we have some mandatory weekly meetings, because what we know is when students are able to meet with teachers and there's direct instruction, the teachers are providing instruction to our students, it really makes such a huge difference. So on Monday in both academies, our students come to what we call a homeroom or an advisory period. They meet with their teacher and they learn what's ahead for the week. On Tuesday, there's a very specific content topic. So an independent study on Tuesdays, they meet with their math teachers. On Wednesday, in independent study, they focus on English. And in the university prep, it depends upon what the content area is. So that changes by the days of the week. And then on Thursday, this is really a wonderful support for students. If a student is struggling and they're having some challenges with their grades or academics, we have what we call Thursday Study Hall. And this is time where our teachers are dedicated to supporting our students with one-on-one and small groups to really ensure that they have everything they need to be successful. In both of our academies, students have an $800 discretionary budget. And what that means is that there is a budget for students to be able to spend funds on course materials and services to enhance their learning. We have what we call community partners. These are 800 partners, for example, Parks and Rec, cities, businesses, tutoring, computer coding, martial arts, karate, guitar, field trips. If your student is interested in receiving a community partner service, they are able to work with their teacher to spend their funds on that. And finally, we have driver's education as well. So for the first time visions would be able to use these funds to support behind the wheel. So this is a great opportunity for our students to have funds to really dive deeply into a specific directed project or elective course that they're interested in learning more about. Students also have $800 dedicated for community college. So in both of our programs, students work closely with a counselor to support them in enrolling in community colleges. There are a variety of colleges in our 9 counties that we serve. And the way that this is broken down is there's $400 dedicated for the fall semester, $400 for the spring semester, and that provides support for students to cover their textbooks and supplies, because we really encourage our students to enroll in community colleges to enhance their learning and continue to prepare them for career and college and life after visions. In both of our academies, our students have the opportunity for field trips, student events, and clubs. Our teachers do face-to-face in-person field trips. There's special events, college tours. Our counselors this year did an excellent job providing a career speaker series where different folks from different careers came and met with our students. We also have student groups and clubs. So if you have a student who's interested in anime, fashion, video games, nutrition. We also had groups by grade level. So just 9th graders came together, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. We also have a great program that supports students with mental health and wellness. We have the California Scholarship Federation. Any students who are teen parents, we have a group just for them. And then we also have a first generation group, which has just had great success this year. So we are very excited about providing all of these. And some of these groups next year will be in person and some will be virtual. We want to let you know about some career readiness opportunities. So locally here in the Carmichael area, we partner with the ARC, the American River College, and then we have an automotive program where students are able to do hands-on classes. We also have a medical career pathways. That is a 3-year pathway that allows our students to be able to learn about the healthcare and patient pathway. And year 1, 2, and 3, it builds on itself. And then year 3 is hands-on internships where they're working through Folsom Lake College, and they're actually working in facilities with actual patients. We're very proud of that pathway. And we have a new pathway that's starting next year, and it's called game design. Very popular. Our students are very excited, and it's a 2-year pathway where students actually learn programming. And at the end of the 2 years, they actually have built their own game with a teacher who is a CTE certified teacher. So we're very excited about these pathways. What I'd like to do is at this time turn it over to Mrs. Christina McInnes. She's the principal of the University Prep Academy, and she is going to share with you all of the details about this great program.
Thank you, Ms. McFarland. I am going to ask my colleague, Ms. Allward, if you can do the back channel for me. If you have any questions, there's a little button down at the bottom. It's a Q&A. Go ahead and post any questions you have in there. And as we go through the section of this presentation for University Prep, we can go ahead and answer some of those questions. The focus of University Prep is to really provide a learning community for students that involves multiple teachers with students. So our teachers actually end up working with all 585 students that we have enrolled in the University Prep program. The student experience in our program, we really focus on active learning. Independent study can be a very passive learning experience for students, and that's not what we want our students to experience. Real life is not a passive experience, so it's super important that we have these active learning components to engage students in higher level thinking activities. We also want them to interact with their peers, specific to content and then also to grade level. Depending on what grade level a student is in, their experience is going to be different. Their learning is going to be different. So it's important for them to do that collaborative learning, because again, in real life, after high school, there is that requirement that you do have to collaborate with peers. We have designed our advocacy class to develop independent learning skills at each grade level. And what this means is a 9th grade and their ability to be a self-sustained learner at home is very different than a 12th grader. So it's important that each of our teachers who work within those advisory grade levels have specific activities and focuses really wrapped around making sure that your student, when they come to this type of learning environment, can be a self-directed learner, because success in independent study really depends on your student's ability to be motivated at home, to do work every single day, and to meet those deadlines that we have for them each week to be successful. Our virtual tools allow very quick access to teachers and resources and tutoring support. So, students oftentimes are intimidated by adults. So we really want to teach them that they too are teachers. So in their own right, they're at home, they're teaching themselves. And it is important for them to access those resources quickly. So the virtual environment allows us to show up very quickly to do that. Students will also engage with a variety of different digital tools, Pear Deck, Edpuzzle, Desmos, and Google Apps. And the reason for that is because it allows us to actually see what the student learning is on our side, so that we can have really good conversations with students about how they use their time, what their activity looks like. It's important to know that, if a student was supposed to write a paper and it was due on Friday, Google Docs allows us to see, when did the student start that paper? Because when we're starting a paper on Friday, there's lots of learning obstacles that kind of come into place there that can interrupt students' learning. Students will also build relationships with many teachers to support them through the 4 years to graduation. And then we very much focus on A to G requirements for university because we want students to be able to get into university right after high school. Sorry, my printer just went crazy on its own. So our teachers in University Prep have two roles. They have the role of a grade level advisory teacher. What this means is we have specific teachers assigned to each grade level to really support students in developing them as self-directed learners within that grade level. Like I mentioned before, a 9th grader who comes into high school, there is a lot of new that they have to understand about high school. It's very different from a 12th grader who very much is focused on that next step. Is it community college? Is it university? What is financial aid? What is, if you're doing employment skills, what does that look like? So we've organized our teachers to be in that focus for advisory so that they can provide those skills at each grade level for our students. Advisory teachers will meet with students in a virtual homeroom every Monday, like Mrs. McFarland stated. And really the purpose of that meeting is to develop those students in those self-directed learning skills, and then to support the students' academic plans and goals. These meetings are mandatory, and the reason for them is so that the students can start their week out right. Monday's a great time to show up in space to say, okay, here's what's going on. This is what we're going to focus on this week. It gives that advisory teacher that opportunity to check in with a student and reflect on what happened the week before. Maybe we didn't get everything done like we were supposed to, what got in the way. But it really allows for that opportunity for us to build upon where a student is at so we can make sure that they're successful. The advisory teacher is also going to be the one who communicates student progress to parents and guardians. Our teachers also have the role of a content teacher. So within content, this is specific to English, science, social studies, math. Electives also need to have specific credentials tied to them. So your student in university prep will actually have other teachers who are supporting them in content. And this is important to us because as a teacher, kind of similar to students, is able to build content or understanding around kind of what the needs of their students are within those classes. So the content teacher is going to provide virtual class time to engage students in learning. A lot of questions we get are, well, is a student going to class every single day? No, that's not the model that we operate in independent study. But your math, for example, math teachers will have weekly classes that students need to go to. They'll also offer drop-in support, and they'll also offer study hall on Thursday for students who are struggling in content. Chemistry or science, they may have every 2 weeks a class to go over concepts or to do demonstrations or whatnot. So it really depends on kind of what's being taught at that moment in time. That content teacher will also provide the assignment feedback. Feedback is super important for students as they're looking at what they did for a particular assignment. The feedback will help them to adjust their learning so that they can do better the next time around. They also support course projects. Content teachers are available for one-on-one appointments. So what we ask students to do is plan for that. A lot of times students may wait until Friday to contact a content teacher. In that regard, it's too late. All assignments are due on Friday. So we really encourage students to look at their schedule and see, like, is there a project that I don't quite understand? And if I go to that virtual class and I don't ask that question, or maybe I still don't understand, can I do a one-on-one meeting with my teacher on Wednesday? And that's really what we want to encourage all of our students to do. So our content teachers are available for that. The content teachers will also make adjustments for personalized learning for all learners. We want to differentiate for each learner, but we are still a public high school, so we still are required by the state of California to ensure that our students are meeting the standards. So, looking at, was there an area that was, a little bit more difficult for the class, and, how do we take those opportunities to go back and reteach that? And then just, also the content teachers will work within the grade level. So you can imagine 9th grade advisory teachers who are supporting 9th grade students in also the content for 9th grade. So they're able to do some cross-curricular activities. So for example, our 9th grade students were writing an essay, and the essay was in earth science and also in English. So that one essay was tied together. So students were able to kind of collaborate across both of those classes to get that activity done. So our curriculum is digital. We use Schools PLP, which is Bright Thinker, and then also eDynamics. This allows us to deliver our curriculum in that format. So there are no textbooks that are associated with our curriculum. We do have novels, so those will get sent out to students so they can read them in hard copy. We have college prep and honors courses. We do not do AP. AP requires specific training for teachers. Also, it's at the discretion of a community college or a university to accept, every student, when they do AP, they take an AP test. That AP test, if you score a certain score, then it can count as a college credit. We instead encourage all of our students in 11th grade to take a community college class. The great thing about the community college class is that depending on how it's weighted for UC Doorways, it can count as an honors class in itself. And then it also counts as a college class. So we don't have to worry about whether or not it matches up with the university's description of what that should be for a college class. So that's how we take care of AP. We don't offer AP, but we ask students to take them at the community college level. We offer Spanish for foreign language. This is mostly because you have to have content and you also have to have teachers. So what we have right now is Spanish. Students who want to take a different foreign language, can do that through the community college. And we've had students take a variety of different foreign languages like Korean, sign language is another one, Japanese, German. I believe we had someone take German. So there are ways to get that foreign language taken care of, regardless of the fact that we just offer Spanish within our curriculum. For science, we have biology, earth science, physics, and chemistry. We have high-level math up to calculus. We do use a program called MathSpace. Again, what's very difficult in an independent study environment is if it's in a textbook and we can't see what's going on with what a student is doing for their work, it makes it difficult to support them. So MathSpace allows us to see what students are doing and then follow up and offer them targeted support. We also, our curriculum, we create activities focused on depth of knowledge, higher levels, so 3 and 4. So it really is asking students to demonstrate what they're learning, not just regurgitate what they're learning. And then, of course, like I said before, we do set a pretty high expectation for our students in 11th grade to do concurrent enrollment at a community college. So college readiness and university prep, typically this would be presented by our counselor, Mrs. Julie Winowski. She is currently clearing all of our graduates for graduation, and we have a big list. So she wasn't able to make it tonight. But for college and college readiness, we want to make sure that we're informing our families and our students of these requirements set by the state of California. So at orientations, we discuss college and career readiness and how students can meet this expectation. We really want our students to meet at least one of these expectations, and that can be done a variety of different ways. There's sealed by literacy, there's A to G, there's taking community college classes, and then there's also the state tests that also can count for that. But we really encourage our students to meet these at least one way by the time they graduate. And if they do multiple, then that's even better. All of our students are enrolled in A to G classes. So when we create the 4-year plan, we're already planning for that A to G focus, which is a college and career readiness indicator, to be met. So faculty also are aware of each student's completion of classes and will make suggestions on course decisions based on the A to G completion. In 11th grade, we want all students to take a community college course. We prefer students to take at least 2. These community college courses will actually count as high school credit and college credit. So it's really good opportunity. Plus, it's free for high school students, and we will reimburse for materials. Students who completed an equivalent of 4 years for foreign language, they can earn that seal of biliteracy, which will count for another the college and career readiness indicators. And then UPrep faculty, we use 4-year plans to ensure, again, that our students are meeting at least one of those, because it is very important, that we make sure that our students are prepared for college and career beyond high school. It's not just a matter of getting your high school diploma, but it is having that second plan. So, but by having this focus, we're able to really work on that. So counseling support for university prep, our counselor, Miss Julie Winowski, she creates a 4-year plan for every student in university prep. Again, we have that focus of 1 or more college and career indicators. The students are provided with various workshops throughout the year. These really focus on college applications, financial aid, community college enrollment, and then college prep activities by grade level. Again, I mentioned, 9th grade, they're really getting focused on, what is high school, what does a transcript look like? So those are those type of activities that students would be exposed to, as compared to an 11th grader, 12th grader, where it really is getting them ready for, what is that secondary plan? Is it university? Is it community college? What do we need to make sure students are exposed to so they can really understand what their choices are after high school? Families and students are encouraged to sign up for an academic planning meeting with Ms. Winowski, because that will help to make changes if we need to make changes. Usually students will sit down with Ms. Winowski at the beginning of when they enroll at Visions in Education, and we'll put together a plan, but sometimes things happen or there are changes. So it's always important once a year to kind of check in with the counselor to make sure that the goals are still in place, or if there needs to be an adjustment, that we can make those adjustments. Our advocacy class, which is a required class for all of our students, again, it's really developed around helping students develop those self-directed learning skills at each grade level to explore college and career options, look at post-secondary planning. And then we also do have a bit of social emotional learning, which is very important for all of our students right now. Our university prep counselors also provide counseling support for students who need additional resources that go beyond academics. So, social emotional skill development through small groups, one-on-one meetings, and then also community resources if needed. All right.
Thank you, Ms. McInnes. There was 10 questions that I answered as best that I could. You might want to look at those. So thank you very much. Ms. McFarland, will you please watch the Q&A for me on the back end?
I am happy to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Shannon Allward. I am an independent study teacher, parent, and principal. So I've had all three roles. I'm very excited to be here. It's been 21 years that I've been here at this school, and I think it is a great opportunity for students to learn in a different way. So what we do is we provide high school students with independent study skills, and we support students to be college and career ready and to be ready for their community. I think this is a very important part. Also, we are very keen on independent study skills. What it takes to be an independent study student is a lot of work, and I know by being a parent of one. It's something that I really believe helped my son drive where he is now. Next screen, please. So the structure is a little bit different than university prep. We have one teacher to support all learning, all classes that your students in. We do provide weekly synchronous core classes and the advocacy classes. We do the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We believe that when a student is coming to courses or classes, that they are doing much, they are improving their learning, and they are also improving that socialization and that working in that independent study system. We have a robust learning system. We have a Brighter Thinker and E-Dynamic. We also have 2 CTE pathways, and we have dual enrollment with Folsom Lake College. So we do have those outer items that families are looking for. And that's where I think about the community. What is your community? Who is your college in your community? How do you step into that community college and become part of that new community? We do have targeted classes with math teachers. We want to help students to learn and be very worldly about what they're learning in math. We have tutoring 5 days a week. It is online and it is very effective. We also have our counselors who are supporting for college and career planning, and Regia will go into that more. We are very into what your goal is our goal, and we want to help you achieve that goal. We also have summer school for credit recovery. If you have a student who is behind on credits, we can help them earn their credits. Next, please. So student support in independent study. We have individual meetings, we have group meetings, we have whole class meetings. We have meetings that help your student be successful. That's the whole point. And we have individual meetings. We have counselor support for planning. They also do some groups. They also do some clubs, and they also have career speakers. We have a mental wellness group. It's for referrals, and it's a very supportive group that helps students through these times. Special education teachers, they also come in and support students who have an IEP. We have students and field trips across the regions where students come together. For example, I had Roller King, where all these kids came together from University Prep, independent study, and we had a great time. Tanya and Miss Lazalier had field days where all communities came together and had a good time. So it's really supporting the student in every aspect. We have community college classes, and we have CTE classes. These are career path. You can go to a community college and earn a CTE certificate and go right into a job. It's very, very important. We also have English learning support classes, which really help our students with their language. And Tanya, thank you.
All right, thank you. My name is Tanya Hutchin. I am also a principal at Visions. I was a teacher at Visions. I believe it's 18 years that I've been here. So I'm happy to step in here and talk a little bit about the role of the teacher in our program. We are similar to university prep, but there are some differences, especially in the teacher-student relationship. Your student will have one teacher that's assigned to them, and that teacher serves as a liaison between you, your student, the counselor, the principal, the vice principal. The whole team comes together to support that student and make sure that they're successful in our program. The teacher also provides those opportunities for targeted curriculum support that you've heard about, whether it's with them, their assigned teacher themselves, or sometimes teachers will team up together to support each other's students in specific content areas. But your teacher will make sure that your student is connected to all of those opportunities to support their classes. They also manage those resources that you heard about, whether it's the community college class reimbursement or the community vendors. They support all those enrichment activities, getting you hooked up with those for your student if they're interested. Also monitoring their progress. Your teacher will do all of the grading and all of the assessments throughout the school year for your student, and they monitor their progress daily, on a daily basis. Since our curriculum is digital, teachers and students have access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there's not a big gap between the time your student submits work and the time that they get feedback from their teacher. Even if they don't see their teacher in person, the teachers go into our systems and provide feedback right away. They also support your students' academic plans and personalized learning goals. Your student will determine some learning goals at the beginning of every year, and your teacher will check in on them with those goals to make sure that we've got a plan in place to help them meet those goals. And then finally, they provide opportunities for those in-person enrichment and social activities that Mrs. Allward was talking about. We've done bowling, we've done field days, skating, all sorts of great field trips and events that students really enjoy, and so do teachers actually. And we're trying to plan even more next year, hoping that we can open up and be in space together a little more easily. Go ahead to the next slide. And then for the student experience in our independent study program, the main thing that we're really working on for most of our grade levels is building independent learners. So we want to make sure that your student learns how to navigate their learning when they are in an independent study environment. They have all the support from the team, but it's very important to us that they learn how to self-manage and monitor themselves and do their own time management techniques, because when they do move on to either college or the workforce, those are very important skills. And then your student will also do some collaborative learning with their peers. In different classes, there are different opportunities for them to collaborate and discuss content with their classmates. And there are also all of those synchronous meeting opportunities where they also get to interact with classmates, and of course the field trips and events. And then we do have many virtual tools that really allow for great access to help when they need it. We have drop-in tutoring support that's available every day if they're stuck and their teacher is not available, or because we do most of our support virtually, teachers are available a little bit faster than they would be if they had to drive out to a library to meet with you or something like that. So we really leverage our virtual tools and resources to make sure that your student is well supported. And with that, I believe I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Allward.
Thank you. So independent study curriculum, we have schools, PLP, and then we have math-based curriculum. So our students will do lessons and several problems in schools PLP, but then they go into math space to show us the steps that they have learned. It's a very good program to ensure that students are getting the information and the, standards that they need. We have English, we have 4 levels of English. We also have credit recovery English classes for students. I'm sorry, somebody just started blowing on the outside there. Math, we go from integrated math 1 all the way to integrated math 3. We have biology and earth science, and our social sciences are US history, world history, economics, American government, and we have world religion, social studies, psychology, certain things like that that are really helpful. Credit recovery courses are done a little bit different. With credit recovery courses, students can come in and do a post test and test out of a unit. So it enables them to move a little bit faster through a course to earn those credits they need to graduate. We also have CTE, we have medical career pathways, which is taught by a highly qualified teacher. Those courses is really important. They're CTE, plus they are also dual enrollment with Folsom Lake College. So your student is earning high school credits and high school credits. Our gaming courses are coming in right now, and those are very exciting for us because it's a very job-oriented, moving forward for kids. We also have a lot of elective and directive projects. Directive projects of where is a class that a student creates. For example, my son created guitar and he learned how to play a guitar. So there's great projects for you. Next.
I think that is me.
Yes, Regia.
Okay. Well, I'm not able to turn my video on for some reason. Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Riza Gorkali, and I am one of the 4 counselors right now serving the independent study population at Visions. And I am a brand new counselor here. It's been, I've been here for a year, but so far, I think it's a great program and I'm really enjoying my time here. And I'd be happy to kind of talk a little more about counseling supports in independent study program with Visions. So getting started with the college readiness and independent study. So at independent study, we try to meet with each of our students to kind of sit down and develop a graduation plan for them. What it looks like is we have a format we follow where we kind of go over the 220 credit graduation requirement for each student. We kind of go over where each of our student is at any point in time. And we also go over what more they need to be on track and help them create a plan to get there. All of our students have access to most A through G courses with the exception of foreign language, or also called language other than English. Anytime we come across a student who is on A through G track, we try to encourage them to take a foreign language class at community college. One of the very popular ones is Spanish. That way they can meet that A through G requirement. All of our students overall are encouraged to take community college classes so that they can be college and career ready. In fact, we have a lot of different partnerships going on with local community colleges. You guys heard about the different pathways and the automotive courses with automotive class with ARC. So we just overall encourage all of our students to kind of take those classes because, you know, Ms. McGinnis earlier kind of discussed the advantages of those community college classes. And for students who are bilingual, who speak a different language other than English, who can write, speak, or read in a different language, we encourage them to apply for the seal of biliteracy. They have access to that. Next slide, please. Okay. Talking a little more about the counseling supports in independent studies. Like I mentioned earlier, we try to meet with each of our students individually whenever possible to help them create their graduation plan. Besides academic, we also have tons of resources and support to kind of help address the social and emotional needs of our students. We have an in-house mental health counselor who we work with very closely whenever the need arises. overall to help develop those skills of our students as independent, self-directed learners. Our students work with counselors in developing individualized personal academic plan so that we are helping them kind of think beyond high school, because I know our primary focus is getting them that high school diploma, but we want them to think beyond high school, and that's where all different academic enrichment opportunities, taking those community college classes, etc., come in. It might look different for a lot of students. That's where we have these different workshops where we help them apply for FAFSA so that they are ready to go into college. We help them look for scholarships and all the other workshops as mentioned earlier. The focus here in independent study is obviously to meet the requirements for our students to get into a community college or a career technical program right away. So if your student is looking into getting into a community college, then this is an amazing place for them. But if your student has their heart set in some of the competitive private schools or four-year universities, the impacted UC, CSUs, definitely I would encourage them to look at our university prep program, because there are certain things that we don't offer, like we don't offer math higher than integrated math 3, or we don't have those language classes. But again, it doesn't mean that they can't read those A through G by being here in independent studies. They can absolutely do it. They would just have to supplement with taking community college classes. Last but not least, all of our students have access to advocacy class. We have a lot of inbuilt counseling support in advocacy class. They are designed with specific, learning development stage in mind. So each grade level is different, and at each grade level, it's designed in such a way that it addresses their need and help them in post-secondary planning. I think that wraps it up. I would be happy to answer any questions you guys might have. Passing it on to Rick.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rick Lilly. I'm the enrollment manager here at Visions. And as the enrollment manager, my team is here to support you throughout the application process, should you have any questions or any technical issues. Our entire application and enrollment process can be done entirely online. The application is located at apply.viedu.org. Once you go there, you'll just need to create an account, fill out the application with all of your students' information. You can submit all of your documentation online as well. We'll just need something like a proof of a birth date, either birth certificate, immigration paperwork, something like that. We will need proof of address, usually a utility bill, like cable or electricity bill, and then any health records that go along with it as well. Once the application is complete, it is processed and to be placed on one of our wait lists or enrollment lists in the order in which we receive it. Your student will stay on that list until your number comes up and we have availability in your area, at which point we will reach out to schedule the final enrollment appointment and you would be fully enrolled with Visions. Throughout this process, should you have any issues or questions, you can always reach out to my team via email at apply@viedu.org, or you can give us a call at 916-883-1615. Other than that, we are here to support you. Hand it back over.
Great. Thank you so much, Rick, and thank you so much to our team. We really appreciate you being here. So at this time, we would like to let you know that we've recorded this webinar, so we will make that available. And then if there's any frequently asked questions, we can share those out as well. Before we conclude, I wanted to have you put any additional questions into the Q&A. And we have our principals here, our counselor, and our enrollment manager here to answer questions. So if you have any questions, let's go ahead and put those in the Q&A, and we'll take a couple of moments to answer those. Rick, one question we had is, what is the enrollment period? Can you talk a little bit about when that might close and when people should apply?
Enrollment is open right now. We are actively enrolling for the fall semester as we speak, and we will continue to enroll until October.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, a new question that just came in. What month does enrollment open? And I think you just answered that right now, where again, you can go to www.viedu.org and enrollment is available today, 100% online. And we are here to help you. Okay, when does the fall semester start? When is the first day of school? Does anybody have that right off the top of their head? For 2023 is what we're looking for. Go for it, Rick.
August 30th.
Thank you. August 30th, the first day of school. Perfect. Okay, any other questions? All right, seeing none. I know we answered 20 questions today. Thank you again so much for taking the time to join us. We hope that you heard great information about the University Prep and Independent Study Academy programs today. We would love for you to join us at Visions. And if you have any questions or need any support, again, visit the viedu.org website. We have lots more information. We have videos. We have testimonials there from students who have joined us, who have graduated from Visions, and we have spotlights of students who successfully left Visions and went on to college and career. We even have a student who graduated from Visions who is a gold medalist, Jamie Anderson, who won gold this year for snowboarding. So you never know the roads that Visions and education can take you. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you all have a great evening, and we hope you join us in 22-23. Thank you.